I just heard that you help them to even cross over. Like you help them to even go and elevate in their stage, because see, death is not the final. Divine greetings and gratitude. Welcome to the Saiyonan Collective, where we merge the arts of poetry, writing, and magic. I'm Nuna, and I'm here to aid you on your path of remembrance. Welcome to your spiritual safe haven. Divine greetings and gratitude. Welcome back to our sacred space, Divine Tribe. Of course, I'm always honored, excited, and elated to be in your presence. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Nuna. I'm here to help you transcend beyond pain and suffering, manifest and expand your consciousness by merging the arts of poetry, writing, and magic. And by transcending your any type of pain and suffering, I don't mean through evading or avoidance. I mean through facing it, and I mean through embodying the best that you possibly are. So yes, for those of you that are new here, I just want to give you another welcome. Also, just to use titles as a reference point to let you know what I'm about. I am a seer, a poet, a writer, a witch, and I'm also the founder of the Saiyonan Ethereum as well as the Saiyonan Temple. The reason why I'm giving you those titles is because I want to make sure that you know what you're getting into when you come here. I feel like a lot of you found me through that video that was posted not too long ago. I think it was You Are a Celestial Elder, I believe. A lot of you are coming from that space. So I just want to set the expectation that you know that I do readings, yes, absolutely, but I'm also a writer. And so you'll see things here and there when I do talk about writing, when I'm not showing up as actually just simply a guide, okay? A lot of my work is me being a guide, yes, and a teacher, of course, but a lot of my work is also me writing things down, me doing poetry and me writing poetry and things of that nature. And I'm hoping that we can expand and evolve together, by the way. So thank you for trusting me here. Yes, again, you will still receive messages, and sometimes those messages will come through and I will put them in a poem. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into your messages as of right now. So the first card that showed up was the stork, and then after that you do have the book here, and you also have the owl. This is our mystery card. The deck that I'm using to start off with it's called the Lenormand deck, and I'll make sure to have that down below in the description box. So immediately with the stork, I feel like there definitely is a return. Oh, I just heard a return to sacred knowledge. That's exactly what I just heard, a return to sacred knowledge. And I feel like there are so many ancestral messages that you've been receiving, and the ancestral messages that you've been receiving is actually what's going to help you with your purpose. And I feel like it's also written in your chart. I just heard destined. I feel like I'm someone that believes that we actively shape our destiny via the choices that we make, but I also do feel that there are some things that are just simply written, or there are some things that our ancestors prayed for us, right? Again, we still, I believe, have the ability to not handcraft, that's funny. We have the ability to shape our destiny, so to speak, via our choices, via, the decisions that we make. But in this instance, I feel like you're returning to this element of sacred knowledge. And I can't help but feel that. I don't see the snake here, but I do feel the energy of the snake. So perhaps maybe you have a connection to snakes. Maybe you have a connection to the moon. Maybe you have a connection to moon goddesses. I just saw the word Pan, Pan, Pan. That may be a significance to you. That's something that's coming through now. But I just heard the word deeper mysteries. It's interesting because, oh, wow. No, that makes sense. I was getting ready to shuffle, and the card that I actually just saw was the moon card. So actually, it does make sense. It actually really does make sense. So this does have everything to do with a return to sacred knowledge. And I feel like that's what's going to help you with your artistry. That's what's going to help you learn more about yourself, and that's what's also going to help you as you navigate this next version of your life. And I feel like a part of your evolution is allowing yourself to go deeper into the mysteries, but not just any mystery. What I'm hearing is that you're wanting to start trusting in the ancestral mysteries that are being presented to you, because those are the very things that are going to help you create a unique path. And I feel like that's what makes you different. I feel like you definitely could be someone who was a channel, but I also feel that the way that you channel is so different, right? I just heard that you're more of like the mystic, right? Like, you know how you have people who are mystics and you have people who are seers, and they don't really say that, well, I'm not mystical, I'm just a seer, or they don't identify as like mystic. I feel like you identify as mystic. And there, it's so interesting because I'm picking up strongly on, first and foremost, of course, it would be Pisces, because Pisces is the mystic of the zodiac, right? So, of course, you either have a strong Piscean placement. Pisces could be your sun, moon, and rising, or it could be you. Maybe you have Mercury in Pisces, or maybe your moon could be in Pisces, right? But it's something about how you are so drawn and attracted, and you live by the mysteries, and that's what makes your work very unique. And I feel like you're being called deeper into the ancestral current of mystery, and I feel like on your path of remembrance, the mysteries is what helps you remember yourself. It's what helps you remember your divinity. Some people remember their divinity through mathematics. Others, it could be science. Others, it could be literature. Others, it could be dance. It could be play. It could be cooking, right? Everybody has like their own path, right? But there's something about your path where you're meant to weave ancestral wisdom and the things that you're meant to do here on earth. And I feel like this is making me feel, especially the fact that you have the ship here, I feel like there definitely is some traveling that's going to be involved in whatever you're doing. I just heard the traveling teacher, or maybe you're doing something with performance. I feel like either way it goes, I feel like the world is your home and the stars is your home. And that makes so much sense, actually, because if you're coming back from the last reading, I feel like you're definitely being guided home, and your ancestors that come from the stars are guiding you, but you're wanting to implement the wisdom that they have. When you start to travel and speak, and when you start to travel and spread knowledge and wisdom and hope for people, I feel like you're going to start to really speak as, be the channel and speak through, and your ancestors are going to speak through you, is what I meant to say. I feel like you're going to open yourself up to becoming even more of a stronger channel for not just yourself, not just your immediate community, but globally, right? Around the world. I really do see traveling. Also, I'm seeing interstellar travel. So this is you interstellar traveling through the abyss of your mind, right? Through the abyss of your intuition. And I feel like this is where you're going to start to, again, you really want to start to study these ancestral messages and whatnot, especially the ones that come through your intuition. I feel like with this book here, I just heard the words acquired knowledge. I feel like you're acquiring knowledge, but you're going to start receiving information that you won't even find in books. And maybe it's because you're meant to write that down. Maybe you're meant to write that book. Maybe you're meant to write that poem. Maybe you're meant to paint that picture, right? And it's so, wow. I just heard the word alebrihed. Alebrihed. Okay, alebrihed. I hope I didn't pronounce that wrong. But there's something very strongly significant about how maybe you were someone that, or maybe it'll come to you when you feel like your body's sick, right? Maybe you feel like you're on your deathbed. I'm not wishing that on you, by the way. I'm not wishing that on you. Or maybe there was a traumatic experience that you went through, that you had, where something divine came to you. And it's that very thing, when you felt that you were in the most pain, that's the very thing that you can express that's going to help people see the world in a completely different way. And I feel like you have this ability to shift people's perception, and not in a way where you're forcing it, but because you're presenting something that they themselves would have never been able to receive if it didn't come from you. So I feel like this is one of those things where you want to trust in what you're doing, and you want to trust in what your ancestors are telling you. I'm also hearing that they don't have all the answers either, because you are someone, when you go to them, they can sometimes learn things from you, especially if you're talking about like your immediate ancestors, right? Like your grandma, grandpa, if they've passed on, or maybe it's a cousin or someone in your recent family. Maybe someone who was more recent, like maybe like a great grandmother or something like that. right? Like your distant ancestors have more of a knowledge because they go further back, of course. But I feel like the ones who are most recent, yeah, they can definitely learn from you. I believe that some of the ancestors that we have, like I know that my grandfather is one that I communicate with. My grandmother is another that I communicate with. And I know that through the work that I do, that they see that and they're like, wow, I'm so proud of her. And they pick up things along the way. And I feel like this could also be how I just heard that you help them to even cross over. Like you help them to even go and elevate in their stage, because see, death is not the final, it's not the final thing. And we know that. And I really do, I can't not intellectually, but I can't rationally say that or like explain it. I just know what I feel. And with me having a Cancer third house, I feel it before I can intellectually articulate it. I feel like I'm going to sit on this a little bit longer, but I'm bringing the idea to you and maybe you can dissect that. You don't have to receive it, but maybe you can analyze it. I feel like sometimes our ancestors go into the next stage, but they don't immediately cross over into that other stage where they elevate. They kind of stay wherever they are and like in that realm for a little while. And sometimes the knowledge that we bring can help them to elevate. I don't have a rational explanation for it. So if you're someone that's more rational, you really want to consider, dissecting that, maybe reject it, use your discernment, right? Use your discernment. That's all I will say. Please just use your discernment. But that's what's coming through now. And I'm seeing again, look at this. You have, oh no, wait, I saw this earlier. You don't have this again. I saw this earlier, but I ended up putting it back. But you have it here now. And it's this compass card. I truly believe that the direction that you're headed in is going to require you to lean in deeper into your intuition and trust that whatever this desire that you have, it's meant for you to express that, because the universe is wanting to experience it. And who better to experience it than through you? And I feel that sometimes we often forget that, where we say, oh, okay, I have this desire, but should I really do this? Absolutely. If your discernment calls for it, right? If you know through discernment, through your intuition and through your higher knowing, yes, because the universe wants to experience certain things through you. And if you set your intention, right, you want to be careful, because if you set your intention on being a beacon of light or being a beacon of light and shadows to help the world, the chances are that desire for you to help the world, that desire for you to share and speak up and share your art, that desire is a direct reflection of what the universe is here to experience through you as the observer. So I feel like the way that you're observing here is through sacred knowledge, ancestral wisdom. I would 100% say that if you haven't already set up an ancestral altar, you want to do that. And I also feel like there's something about, I just heard create a home for them. Like wow. And as I say that, the sun started to come up to, well, the sun is up, of course, but the clouds are moving and the sunlight shine through a bit more. So I do feel deeply that what you are going through right now, the stage in your life where you're going through, is definitely a space of travel. But I see this as mental travel. You could have a strong placement in your ninth house, or this could be eighth house. So it's giving me eighth house energy and it's giving me ninth house energy. Also third house. I don't know if you have Mercury in the third house, or Mercury is in your ninth, or Mercury's in your eighth, or maybe even your 12th, right? Maybe even your 12th. This is definitely a watery thing here that we have going on, that you have going on. It's very watery. And I also just heard something about private. It's privacy. Should I lean this down? We're like 13 minutes and I'm like, should I lean this? I'm sorry about that, you guys. Let me go ahead and so you can see a little bit more. There you go. But either way it goes, I feel like this is where you start to trust and you learn and you lean into your intuition. Your intuition is going to guide you to what you could be learning, to help you enhance your overall experience, but also to help you expand. And I believe and I feel deeply for you that on your path, right, it's written in your chart, it's written all over your astral chart. But also I feel like you probably are geared towards moving over. I don't want to say Vedic, but maybe it's sidereal or maybe it is Vedic. Either way it goes, I feel like this is where you as a soul are wanting to shine through, not through an egoic sense. This is where you start to really allow your inner world to shine through. That's what this feels like. And yes, I just heard the word fame. Sometimes I have this tendency to challenge what comes through my intuition. I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna do instead is just say fame. And I feel like I'm hearing that you want to ponder on that. Is fame really something that you want, or do you want remembrance? Because people can forget people who were famous, right? Like they can forget people who are famous, or if they don't forget, there's not really like this sense of like deep reverence for them or deep honor. Like, yeah, it's respect, of course, but it doesn't hit them in the gut, right? Like it doesn't make them, it doesn't pull them deeper into themselves. I feel like whatever you're doing, it's meant to help people to pull themselves deeper into their own wisdom, and that's what makes it different. And I also feel, I just heard the word class. It's so interesting. I feel like okay, I just heard class is in session. I don't see this as an actual class, like you going to like an actual institution. However, I mean, it could be. I see this more as like you getting into the deeper mysteries that are not so apparent to the naked eye. This is where you have to meditate. This is where you have to channel. This is where you start to receive divine wisdom from not even just your ancestors, but from the guides that you have in the stars. This is your galactic team. Like I believe deeply in galactic energy. I believe deeply in the Galactic Federation. I believe deeply, not even believe, I know, like I just know it for myself. And I don't want to project that onto you. Maybe you don't believe that. And I respect it. No worries. I feel like if you don't believe that, then this is you allowing yourself to just simply meditate and you receive divine wisdom coming directly from the higher realms. I really believe that. And I feel like whatever you do, whatever you find, you can write about that. You can speak about that, right? You can express that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. I feel like I'm going to pull from the Nefertari Tarot. Let's see what we have going on here. Thank you for being patient. So far, I don't know if I'm going to use this as a writing point. I'm not too sure, but we'll see what happens. Okay. You have, what cards fell? You have Temperance. Okay. Love to see that. You have the Ten of Cups. You have the Hierophant. Oh, wow. Of course. And you have the Ace of Wands. Yep. An initiation period. So definitely this is an initiation period that you're going through at this time. And this initiation period, and it's so interesting because I don't even really just see this as just another ordinary initiation period. This makes me feel more of like a rite of passage, actually. And I feel like what feels like an initiation very well could be, yes, it does give me initiation vibes where you're being accepted into something that is of like a higher order, but it also feels like a rite of passage. The temperance here is what's giving you that rite of passage. And I say that because temperance comes with its own life lessons. Temperance reminds you that you have the power to transmute this pain into something powerful in a way that can help to elevate you on your path of remembrance. Temperance also does connect to Sagittarius. So maybe you have a Sagittarius theme to you. Maybe there's a strong significance of a Sagittarius. Maybe there's going to be a teacher who is a Sagittarius that could help you, right? Maybe that's what it is. Or maybe Sag was one of the greatest teachers that you've had in your life, whether for good or for bad. But either way it goes, I feel for me, I'm not one that believes in anything. I believe in favorability and unfavorability. And in this instance, though, I do feel like I just heard you have a chance. I feel like you have a chance to not only learn but share what you learn. I don't see the birds from Linderman, but I don't care that I don't see the birds. All I need is my intuition. And my intuition tells me that you are definitely in a space where you have the power, the courage, the stamina, the emotional resonance, right? The emotional range, the spiritual range, the mental range, right? All of these things to share your life experience in a way that can help others to transmute their pain into purpose. And I feel like you are someone that gives life purpose, and I feel like you're maybe meant to teach other people how to give themselves purpose. So either way it goes, maybe, and I say that, and I've been saying this a lot, maybe you want to start your YouTube channel, maybe you want to start a podcast. Either way it goes, something via transmission is what's going to help, but also in person is also going to help as well. You also have, of course, the Hierophant, the Ten of Cups. You have the Ace. You have the King of Cups here. I feel like there's a masculine energy that is present that's going to either help you. I just heard the word grandfather spirit. This could be a grandfather spirit or an uncle, but this it's someone that can actually teach you the mysteries in person, but in private. And I feel like they have a strong Sagittarian energy to them, and also like a, I don't know, no, not Gemini, but it's giving me like third house, like Sag moon, maybe Sag rising. It could be Neptune and Jupiter. It's specifically Neptune and Jupiter that I'm picking up on. Like it's not really even Saturn much. Like Saturn, yeah, for the discipline, cool, but it's really Neptune and Jupiter. That's what I'm picking up on. But either way it goes, I do see this as an invitation, actually, because you do have the Knight of Cups here. I see this as an invitation for you to go deeper into yourself, but also deeper into this learning, deeper into your purpose, deeper into your calling. And I feel that more things will be revealed to you from there. And that's really all that I have to say for your reading. I hope that this resonated. I hope that you got what you needed. And I really am happy for you. And I'm really hoping that you decide to be structured and that you decide to be devoted, that you decide to allow yourself to create traditions, because this is where you're going to start creating traditions. Once you start to learn a bit more about this deeper mystery and go inwards and travel and speak and learn and read and study and write, I feel like you're going to start to create a tradition or create something that can withstand the test of time. And that's when you want to work with Saturn. So yes, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you got what you needed. If you need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at the SaiyonanPath.org. You can also tune into my writing by going over to NunaMakai.com. You can also find me on Substack. You can find me on social medias. I'll make sure that I have everything linked down below. If there is anything that I feel you could work with from the Ethereum, I'll make sure to leave it down in the description box as well as in the comment section. But in this instance, I feel that you just simply meditating and you just reading, I feel like that really would be enough, to be quite honest with you. But either way it goes, yes, I love you so very much. Take care, and I'll catch you in my next video.